Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Grab the coffee, light the cigar. It's time for the mandate. Alarm clock buzzing, but we already wake. Boots on the floor, got a full pot to make. Sun coming up on a Texas sky. Grill still smoking from last night's fry. Talk about fish and talk about wood. Stories get bigger like they always should. Handshakes firm and laughter loud. Just good men making their mamas proud. No drama, no fake, no shade. Just brothers showing up. Unafraid is the mandate. Pull up a chair, fire in a pit, and smoke in the air. Coffee first, then bourbon later. Life gets better when you're with your neighbor. From the job site grind to the hunting ground. Real talk rolling that good old sound. We ain't perfect, but we stand up straight. Saturday morning on a mandate. Knives on the table, wood shavings fall. That new baton shining on the wall. Cast iron skillet, steaks on flame. Every week it's the same good game. Yeah. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Grab the coffee, light the cigar. It's time for the mandate. Alarm clock buzzing, but we already wake. Boots on the floor, got a full pot to make. Sun coming up on a Texas sky. Grill still smoking from last night's fry. Talk about fish and talk about wood. Stories get bigger like they always should. Handshakes firm and laughter loud. Just good men making their mamas proud. No drama, no fake, no shade. Just brothers showing up. Unafraid is the mandate. Pull up a chair, fire in a pit, and smoke in the air. Coffee first, then bourbon later. Life gets better when you're with your neighbor. From the job site grind to the hunting ground. Real talk rolling that good old sound. We ain't perfect, but we stand up straight. Saturday morning on a mandate. Knives on the table, wood shavings fall. That new baton shining on the wall. Cast iron skillet, steaks on flame. Every week it's the same good game. Football picks and camping trips. Ribeye jokes and cigar tips. Building things with our own two hands. Talking faith and making plans. No filters, no front, no show. Just man being man on the radio. It's the mandate. Pull up a chair, fire in the pit, and smoke in the air. Coffee first, then bourbon later. Life gets better when you're with your neighbor. From the back porch swing to the AM wave. Laughing loud and acting brave. We ain't perfect, but we stand up straight. Saturday morning on the mandate. Magic in the airwave, stories that hit home. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you roam. Light it up, pour it neat. Turn the volume up in the driver's seat. It's the mandate, yeah, you know the name. Good times rolling every single frame. Cigars.
Good morning, good morning. It is time for that mandate. Come on, kick it in gear.
Good morning, all you family and friends. La gente de Victoria, Texas. Buenas sábado de Victoria.
Yeah, what he said.
How y'all doing, Magic Tejano 95
What's
family?
up, Vato?
This is Andrew, the lesser half of the mandate by
Junior
age
Samples,
only.
the older half.
Yeah, he's the older half by like about 2 times.
Yeah, about. I'm 63. You're 23.
Yes. I am. Yes, you can call me that.
If you was smoked meat, you know.
So are you talking about literally or physically?
Literally age-wise.
Or mentally?
Well, mentally, both of us are 5.
Mentally, I'm a
13
Toys R Us
tops.
kids, you know.
Yeah, you know, the difference between a man and a boy is the price of our toys.
Yeah, they didn't. They told Toys R Us told me I didn't have to grow up.
Yes, I agree.
So I did not. But,
Man cub extraordinaire.
But tell my body that.
Oh, gosh.
You know, all them years of wrestling I did, golly.
Oil patch work.
Same thing.
Mm,
Except, you
man.
know, I'm wrestling with with like guys that like hit back your oil patch. You're wrestling with like metal and things that go boom.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have all 10 of my fingers.
Yeah, I'm lucky to
Or
have
9 3/4, that is.
I'm lucky to have 8 digits left.
Yeah.
On my feet.
Yeah. Well, that's not your fault though.
I guess
I don't deem that your fault.
Inadvertently, it is.
Yeah.
Inadvertently,
you're the owner, but you kind of got into a situation.
It was kind of one of those things, hold my beer. Wait, never mind. I'm drinking my beer.
Yeah. Yep. Them changing your medication didn't help.
Oh yeah, no, that didn't help.
That was the biggest problem. Anyways, well, good morning, folks. We got a great guest coming up. First of all, we are drinking Kopi Luwak this morning. Everybody have a sip. Good morning, coffee break.
So in case you're wondering what this coffee is, this for all you Facebook family and friends and YouTube family and friends, you can find a link to this in the description below.
We do not get paid for this link, but it is a great coffee. Do we?
We do.
Oh, go buy some coffee, folks.
Go buy lots and lots and lots of coffee. We found a really price efficient bag of this.
Yeah.
It's not the $600 bag. It's not even the $100 bag. It's not even half that. It's about
I found out why it's cheaper. Okay, the true Kopi Luwak comes from Indonesia. This comes from Vietnam.
Hey, they make just as good things.
Just the same.
I mean, Japanese cars nowadays are made in Texas. What makes them any? Yeah, they're just as good, if not better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good stuff. Really good stuff.
A lot of great things coming out of Vietnam, like pho. I like me some pho.
What is that?
That is soup.
Oh, okay.
It is the second, third, between the third and the fourth, tie for third and fourth best soup out there.
You were a little hot.
Okay. About the second or third best soup out there. Oh my goodness. I know there's some people out there listening right now that can agree with me on that.
Well, okay. So now that we're talking food, let me tell you about a place here in town that this is a free ad. Here's what I've been doing. I've been finding places in town that I like, and I talk about it because I'm a man. I'm a fat guy. I do require a high caloric intake, and I do expect to have quality grub when I sit down. The Sioux Cajun. Oh my goodness. That place is so good. Service was excellent.
Okay.
The food was hot. Okay, what happens is there's a tree that makes this kind of a coffee bean that has a cherry on it. The palm civet climbs up there and eats the cherry. The husk is in I don't want to say injected, but absorbs some of the gastric juices from the civet, and it flavors the beans, but the actual stool does not touch the bean itself, so it doesn't get any kind of a bacteria on it. There we go. What happened?
We're good.
Okay, I had turned that one. So when the civet climbs up there and eats this, it digests it. The husk is on the bean, but it eats the cherry, and when it poops the bean, you could say, the people go around, defecates the bean. There you go. They go over and they harvest the bean, because when it hits the ground, it falls out of the stool, and they harvest the bean. They clean the beans really well. Okay, they don't just harvest them and roast them, and then they roast the beans, and the flavor is a mild citrusy flavored coffee, and it's really, really good.
So they have these in Vietnam too, or these?
Yes, they have it in Vietnam. Now, here's where it gets ugly. Of course, industry always taints it. In the natural habitat, that's where you're going to get your more expensive beans, because then they get into farming it, and then it becomes, where they're in cages and they're feeding the cherries to the monkey, and that's it. But it's really a cat, not a monkey. A civet's more of a cat.
You looked into getting one?
Linda told me no.
Talking about importing animals, the other day we were riding down in the river bottom, and the amount of ant piles that I have now is ridiculous. And so we were kind of throwing around the idea, can we import an ant eater and just let them in the pasture?
I don't think I don't know. That's a good idea.
I don't know if they eat fire ants or what type of ants they eat, but
I don't think they're discriminative. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they just exploded this year, didn't they?
The ants?
Yes.
Oh, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was pressure washing, I learned that you can kill ants with bleach.
Really?
Yes.
You know what I learned when I was pressure washing? When ants climb up on your feet, don't wash your feet off with pressure washer.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's dangerous.
But it also turns the whole pile white.
Really?
Yes, it does.
I'll be dang.
I really wouldn't recommend putting that into your yard.
Yeah, because it does definitely kill the grass.
Yeah, it'll kill the grass unless you want to do some weed killing with it.
Yeah.
But still, because the chlorine or the sodium hypochlorite is just a technical term, basically kills everything.
Yeah. It actually kills HIV, but it also takes out the host. So that's why they couldn't do that. Anyways, so back to the coffee. Yes, it's a very expensive high-end coffee. You can buy it off of Amazon. It's also a link to our page. So go take a look at it and give it a try. I mean, it's really good. I've had Wade and Carter. We went on Wade and Carter last week, and they drank it with us. And our first guest that we had on, or the liquor store guest, Sean Clark, had it with us the other day. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So tell us who you are, and go ahead and can you put him on?
Okay,
sure. So I'm Robbie Reese, just a good friend of Rob's.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sorry, not Rob. Junior
You can call me Rob. That's okay. Everybody knows that I'm Rob.
So good friends for a long time.
Absolutely.
We've known each other 15 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew you when you were young. Now you're getting old like me, buddy.
I am. Still don't have any grades though.
Yeah, well, it's coming.
I got a good low stress job, so that's why. It's pretty easy work that I do, right?
Another thing, I stood next to your wife the other day, and she said 3 words. I mean, how low stress is that?
She must not be Latina.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was great.
We're high school sweethearts. She's trained well.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, mine has me trained very well.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I think that's actually more accurate.
Yeah.
She has me trained well.
Exactly.
So what do you do? What kind of work do you do? You say you have
Tell us all about it.
Yes.
So I'm an attorney. I draft wills, do full estate plans for people. Get their power of attorneys in place, advance directives, wills, and then all that is planning for post somebody passing. Well, there's other estate planning documents that are
Exactly.
during your life, but the will's for post. So after somebody passes, you probate a will. And so I probate a lot of wills. The main thing I do is more probate litigation when people fight about stuff. You gotta,
Which is regularly.
pretty often, somebody shows up and they have this little note on a napkin that says, this was Grandpa's will. And so that's where the issues come in, and you come to me. So my main thing is probate litigation, but I do a lot of estate planning and just normal probates as well. So,
Nice. So we brought him on for a couple. We brought on Robbie, right?
Yes.
Robbie. Okay, so you got to forgive me. I'm horrible with names.
You're good.
But we brought Robbie on for a couple reasons. One, because it actually ties into our "Where You At, Adam" segment this week, which is taking care of your family.
Absolutely.
Couple verses I want to read. First one is going to be it's Proverbs. I'm sorry, 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy. Then this is chapter 5, verse 7 and 8 says, "Give the people these instructions, so that no one may be open to blame. Anyone who does not provide for themselves." Sorry, I'm trying to read here, so give me just a second. "Especially for their own wives, their own household, has defiled the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." So basically, we're being commanded there to provide for our own families, our own households, especially our own families. Otherwise, we're worse than the unbelievers. Another one that I wanted to read, it's in Proverbs, specifically Proverbs 13:22, which basically that's the verse that tells us that we need to leave our children's children an inheritance. Now, inheritance means a couple things. One, there's always, to me at least, there's always that financial inheritance. How are my children's children going to be taken care of when I am gone? So that means my grandkids. Also, it means like what kind of legacy
That's the word right there.
What kind of legacy am I leaving them? Am I leaving them with the legacy of, hey, that dude just sat around and did nothing all day long. He was a liar, cheat, steal. He did no planning. He made us fight for everything on our own, but didn't teach us how to do anything.
Left us a bunch of bills to pay off.
Yes. So, that's one type of legacy. What type of legacy are you leaving your family and family? Even your friends. You can leave your friends a legacy, because your friends are oftentimes people that you see as your family. I've got plenty of people.
Well, who do you think I'm leaving the bills to?
I tell you what, when it comes to bills, some people get in line. No, I'm just kidding.
Linda.
Glenn Schrady's got a rude awakening when I pass away. He's got the electric bill.
Wow. I was about to get political. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't do any politics.
We try, even though we're both real politically active.
Yeah.
This is a non-political show.
And it's hard too, because
Yes.
boy, I tell you.
Yes.
Well, anyway, so as a Dave Ramsey guy, we teach legacy, and Robbie's taken my Financial Peace University class.
Nice.
And did very well, and has done very well since. So we teach that legacy is not necessarily finances, and that inheritance is not necessarily money.
Yes.
That inheritance is knowledge, the knowledge of how to handle money, how to walk in the footsteps of Jesus, so that we can live the life that Jesus wants us, and that is debt-free, because nowhere in the Bible does it say that he is going to grace his people with debt.
No, it does not.
But there's more scripture about not having debt and how to get out of it and how not to get into it. So that's where Robbie comes in, to where you can get your financial security locked in, so nobody can walk off with it.
Yes.
I'm not a financial advisor, but
No.
putting it all in place, right?
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
So where are your offices at?
I'm downtown off of Main Street, where El Paso,
Yes. Yes.
tacos and tequila.
Yeah. That's convenient.
Yeah, tacos and a tequila.
And tequila.
Across the street, I'm on the corner where that blue building is. Lily Grace used to be in there
Right.
with us. Yeah,
Right.
So, right there.
Do you have a
But
partner?
I do. Mickey Pacta. He's been practicing longer than I've been alive. So he's
Well, that's good because we always need a mentor.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was really, really blessed to form that partnership or be asked to join. It's crazy how things happen, right?
Exactly.
I was a fence builder previously.
Yep, I know it.
One day I was building fence and we're riding around his job site, and I asked him, I was riding around to get a check, and you never start out when you're selling a job asking what they do, right? So I'd asked him, I said, what do you do? And he said, I'm an attorney. I said, well, I just sat for the bar exam, and then we hit it off, and a couple months later he called me up and offered me a job, and I had no idea that this is the area of law that I wanted to go into originally, and got into it and just really love it.
Again, it's not as demanding as, say, a defense attorney, is it?
Well, I guess it depends. I think every lawyer says it depends.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lawyer
Well,
answer.
Well, that's a mighty wide angle.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so if you're doing just the planning side of it, it's pretty, low stress and, just really, going in and not a whole lot of deadlines and stuff. But,
Right.
Of course.
A lot of your paralegals can take care of that stuff.
Yeah. I'd say the harder part of it would be, or I don't know if you'd call it harder or not, but the more stress-inducing part of my job is more the litigation.
Right.
Yeah. It's usually the other attorneys that are the most difficult that you're dealing with. But,
You know what I found out when I went through my dad's estate? David Coffey had the hardest job I've ever seen because he had to deal with my sister's lawyer. It wasn't me. I'm like,
right.
If you can find a way to put her in jail, do it. I don't care.
And don't get me wrong, there's some great colleagues out there that
Yeah.
I enjoy working with that are on the other side of cases. There's also some out there that, it's like, let's get this done as fast as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Because we all know you play golf after it's all done.
Right. Yeah. So I don't. I can drive the golf cart.
Yes.
And
Which is,
keep the beer cold.
hey, you got one thing above Tiger Woods. He can't drive a golf cart.
do they have licenses?
I don't know. He can drive a golf ball, but he can't drive a Cadillac Escalade.
He can drive into the other golf cart.
He can drive it. He can flip it.
Yeah.
Why does he not have a driver?
Yeah, he's hard-headed. Well, now he has to have a driver because he lost his license.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh yeah, like he's really gonna not drive.
Yeah. Now he's on the radar.
Yeah. Right.
So
One thing I really want to stress out, especially to the people listening on the radio, and I say that because this is the raza, the gente, we have a bad habit. One of the tias pass away, one of the abuelitas pass away. We go to their house and start grabbing stuff. Yeah, seriously.
It ain't just the Hispanics.
It's like, seriously though, but like nobody protects their stuff.
Yeah.
There's people that I know that I don't want to have my stuff. Not like I have a lot of stuff to begin with, but I know where I want my stuff to go to. And it's just a few things. What you saw at my house is what I have. But the grandparents, they know, who deserves what,
Exactly.
who really wants what, which niece really wants what picture, what daughter or what son really wants the furniture, really deserves the furniture, who really deserves the house that's already fully paid for.
Yeah.
Instead of having a whole family sitting out there and fighting for it and taking years and years and years to figure out who's going to get it, or if there's something valuable that's in the house itself, the jewelry, there's a lot of old jewelry out there that just disappears because the people don't protect their assets, and that is an asset. So what is some advice or maybe that you can give to, how would I say, the
How do you
gente,
protect that?
the gente,
Keep them from,
the people to go in and get them motivated to go start setting up one of these, one of their asset protections?
Yeah. Well, I guess, how do you get motivated? That, I guess, would be your first question. Well, I guess motivation enough is we're all going to die.
It's 100% fail rate.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's no way. And so that we're getting out of here alive. So, for sure, just put it in place. Writing it down is good. But there's specific legal requirements for handwriting a will, and it needs to be completely in somebody's, the testator, whoever's writing it. It has to be completely in their handwriting and signed by them, right? And you can do that. But obviously that's where the litigation might come in, because
Right.
now I've got to prove up that was their handwriting and, things of that nature, or they have several other different notes around that they changed and they didn't date any of them.
Well, I got the easiest way to do it, and I've done it on my computer. I sit and I recorded a video, and there's no disputing that. That's me. That's my voice.
Well, so, I mean, you say that, there's no disputing that, but that doesn't meet the legal requirements for a will. And so, I mean, it's not legally binding at all. I don't care.
That's crazy.
That is really
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely. So you cannot video record a will. I mean, you could record the signing, but it has to be a writing.
Right.
And if it's, holographic, means in their handwriting, it has to be completely in their handwriting. And so, start out with that. That's one way to do it. But the best way is to go and get an attorney, because the formalities of, if it's not completely in somebody's handwriting, is that you have to have, 2 witnesses and a notary there to
Right.
go over with the testator. The testator says that this is my will. I know who, my family is. I know what my property is, and I'm of sound mind to make this statement, and does so. And then you have the 2 witnesses that sign off and say, yes, he was competent to do that.
Yeah.
He did declare that. We're over 14, he's over 18, because it is a contract. You have to be over 18 to make your will. And so,
But you'd only have to be how old to witness it?
What's that?
How old do you have to be a witness?
14.
Ain't that something?
Wow.
14 years old.
Right. Yeah. So
That's crazy.
A little different requirements.
Yeah.
There, but
That's insane.
yeah.
It's a contract, though.
Well, so for the witness, all they are is a witness.
Yeah.
It's no real contract for them. But I mean, it's a will, which is a little bit different than a contract. But I mean, it is you writing out, making your last wishes known.
Yeah.
You can get into other.
So what can you get into with not having a will? What is the absolute worst scenario of dying and leaving, say, $500,000 and some real estate without having a will?
Well, let's just say that you were estranged from your family, and then you had this.
I couldn't be any stranger from my family.
Wow.
And you had this girlfriend that you never wanted to legally, put it down on paper that y'all were married. And then unexpectedly you die, but you know that everything you want is supposed to go to this girlfriend, and you never even married her. So now you have her in this position of trying to prove up that there was some kind of common law marriage. And then even beyond that, now the family that you're estranged from, your siblings or your parents, the state's going to say that they're legally entitled to your property as well.
Right.
And that's what they call the laws of intestacy. And there's a lot of different mechanisms in there to show how your property goes. But regardless, it's not how you want it. It's how the state told you.
Right.
So,
And it's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the only reason I can see someone not having a will before they died is because their children were so disgruntled and rotten. This is just one way of getting even. But
well, I mean, everybody has their own reasons for not doing a will.
Right.
I've heard people say, well, if I do a will, then that means that I'm, consenting to death.
I ain't got news for you.
So
Right.
Got this for you. You've already consented to
Yeah.
death from birth.
Right.
So can someone create a will, and let's say they don't like anyone in their family? can they just like leave it all to a charity?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the whole beauty of writing your own estate plan or having it drafted and executing it. You can give it to wherever you want, whether it's the church to Sue Cajun, whoever you want to give it to. It doesn't matter. There doesn't have to be any kind of relation.
Right.
You just have to be of sound mind, know who your family is, know what your property is, and that's kind of your.
Well, that brings up a good question. Once I get my will or estate done, should the children or the people in the inherited line know what's in my will, or should I keep that to myself?
Yeah, so I recommend keeping it to yourself, unless you have what I call like sweetheart wills, where everything goes to my spouse, right? Then
I don't want my wife knowing what I'm giving her.
But where it starts to get hairy is, let's just say that you say everything goes to my spouse, and then if we both pass in a common accident or she predeceases me, then everything goes 3 ways equally to my children. And then you go and give a copy of that will to each one of your children, and 10 years goes by, and you got upset with little Johnny, did a new will, wrote him out, and now he's got this prior will that says that he gets a third. You die. The new will says there's 2. Now we have the grounds for a will dispute, basically. Right. So I don't recommend just handing out your will to your beneficiaries, because it might change later.
Right.
A will has no effect until it's probated, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize. They'll say, "Well, no, I know Mom had a will." Yeah, but you never probated it. So probate's just pretty much a fancy term for proving. So you got to prove up that that's the actual last will and testament through the court system.
And here's another thing you got to be diligent about, because you will change your will. It's going to happen.
Potentially.
Yeah. So you got to make sure and dispose of that old will.
Yeah.
And because if you don't, they find 2 wills in there, then it gets to be a mess.
Right.
Of course, all they have to do is look at the bottom of it and see when it was signed and the date, and that pretty much settles that. But why go through all that?
Right. Yeah, and you say people change their wills all the time. Sometimes they don't. Let's just say that you have a husband and wife and they can't stand each other anymore.
Wait. That's a prerequisite.
And
I'm kidding, Linda.
Wife.
No, he's not.
Wife and husband, they split up and end up in different households,
right?
But they never want to spend the money to go get legally divorced.
Yeah.
And they never do a new will, and they still have their old same wills, or never even had a will. But everybody knows they've been split up for 30 years. They hate each other. They don't talk, no ties at all. And then she passes away. Well, if there was no will, as long as there's a couple factors to think about, but if there was no will and all the kids were born to the same marriage, that marriage is still
viable,
right?
Yeah.
And so there's no such thing as a common law divorce. The husband that you hated is still going to inherit everything.
Yeah.
We have a question on Facebook.
Sure.
What is the difference between a will and a trust?
That was where I was going next.
That's a good question.
Or no, hey, let me be a little bit more specific on that. At what point should you consider a living trust over a will in your financial or specific situation? Where's the tipping point?
Yeah, so that's a good question. It's a very common question. There are a lot of different factors to consider if you're going to be setting up a trust. Usually whether or not your estate's taxable. Right now I think it's $15 million per person, $30 million per couple. There would be some tax benefits to funding a trust and trying to get that money to pass outside of your estate, so that the government doesn't get their 40% cut of inheritance tax over that $30 million. Or if your children have a bunch of creditors, you might want to put their share into trust because it would be exempt from their creditors.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Or another one would be if your child's disabled and receiving Social Security and things like that, you can fund what they call a supplemental needs trust. Their inheritance goes into that trust and it doesn't affect their benefits from Social Security or disability or
Right.
whatever it is.
Right.
So it still passes outside of their estate, but they can be a beneficiary. of
Boy,
that
you
trust.
lawyers have thought of everything.
But,
This
you
is
know,
this is all legal, by the way.
no advice is being given. So, anyways, but I guess the real difference in a will and trust, I think that applies to most everybody, or the typical family. Trust is a little bit more complicated or complex than just your normal, everyday, straightforward stuff.
So you could be a multimillionaire and just be happy with a will.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to overly complicate unless there's real reasons to do it.
Yeah.
But
I will tell you this: a trust is a whole lot more locked in.
Well, it depends, right? It depends. We go back there again. So.
You're too young to be in depends.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's revocable trust and irrevocable trust, and things like that. And so there's testamentary trust. That means a trust you set up through your will that gets funded through your will. There's inter vivos trust, meaning during your life that you fund the trust during your life, and that might be irrevocable, or you can pull stuff out, or irrevocable. Usually, if it's a irrevocable one, there's some kind of tax benefits going along with funding a trust, inter vivos trust. But for the most part, when you get on the internet and you start reading, what's the difference in a will and trust, or what do I need, a will or a trust? You got to be careful with the articles that you're reading, because you might be reading an article that's based out of, somebody dealt with somebody in California where they have statutory probate fees, right? And don't quote me on this, but I think that it's in California, there's a 10% statutory probate fee. 5% goes to the attorney that's probating the will, and 5% to your executor. So if you have $1 million estate in California,
They could retire.
$100,000 is coming off the top before your kids get anything, right? So that would make sense to have a trust and not have to go through probate.
Now,
Texas is super.
I think it's only 3% for the executor, isn't it?
Well,
and they don't have to take that. That's just
right. So the estates code allows for up to 5%, and there's some different factors to consider. If it's just cash sitting in an account, there's really no administration necessary. But if it's hosting an estate sale and liquidating all that, then you might be entitled to a percentage of it.
Right.
But that's only for your executor. Which,
right.
I mean, if they're going through all the trouble, they should get paid something.
Yeah, they need to be compensated.
But in your will, you can say, hell no, I'm not compensating my executor, and they still have to serve without compensation. Or you can say, I give them reasonable compensation.
Right.
You can direct it, right? So that's
Here's your dollar.
That's that $1 tip.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of the difference in a will and trust too. I mean, Texas is just super probate friendly.
Yeah.
Compared to other states. So it makes sense to have a will. I would say probably 90% of people, a will would make sense over a trust.
Okay, so guy who's got maybe just a house, couple $100,000 in the bank, couple of kids, no wife. He's the last of the Mohicans. He's on his way out. A will like that will run you about what, $800?
The last surviving spouse, with me, I do $500 for a will, and they're durable medical power of attorney, advanced directive.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
That's where we're going next. Durable power of attorney and advanced directives.
Sure.
Go. Where do you start?
Yeah. So,
and hey, first of all, when do you think a man should do a durable power of attorney, or a woman should do a durable power of attorney and advanced directive? At what age?
I mean, so there's no issue with doing it early on when you turn 18, 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
And the reason being is, as a durable power of attorney, right?
Well, first of all, explain what that is.
What is a durable power of attorney?
So a durable power of attorney is the same thing that you hear people refer to as like a financial power of attorney. It's got this laundry list of powers that you're giving to whoever you're naming as your agent, right? To do real property transactions, deal with banks, commodities, insurance, all kinds of things, claims and litigation, whatever. And so why I say that it makes sense for an 18-year-old to have that. Let's just presume that that 18-year-old has nothing but, a $30,000 note on a vehicle.
Right.
Right. So
30,000 if he's lucky.
Yeah, they're like, no. I've been in the car business for 15 years. I've never seen that. But while I'm at it, let me give you a quick little bit of personal advice. 18-year-olds, mom does not have to be the power of attorney for everything.
Right.
I'm just saying.
yeah,
Just go out there because your mom's going to want to control everything because she
Right.
loves you. But no.
The power of the
you-
chancla.
and that's what it is. This is an estate plan. It's your estate plan. You can be as specific as you want. So you could name, your Uncle Lester as your.
I'm going to get canceled now by all the Latina moms.
Oh, no kidding.
So, but the reason why I say it's early, important that early is, you can grant it where it's only effective upon incapacity. So
Mhm.
it's not like you're just giving away all those powers and, you go to spring break in South Padre and mom sold your car because she was mad and she was your power of attorney.
Right.
That's possible if you made it effective immediately, but there's a selection on there where you can make it effective only upon incapacity.
Right.
And so that would be good for, if you were in a car accident and in a coma for a certain amount of time, she could take care of your financial affairs or whoever you name to get you through that, right?
Exactly.
And so that's in an early stage of life. Later on, power of attorney can be used to prevent being put under a guardianship. So if you...
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a less restrictive means than a guardianship. Guardianships are... they serve their purpose, but they tend to be abused too. So
Yes.
I don't really like guardianships that
Look at
much.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely.
Exactly.
Prime example. So if you have your proper estate plan, a durable power of attorney and a medical power of attorney, that's considered a lot less restrictive means, because when a guardianship happens, I mean, there's a laundry list of rights that they can pull, and usually they
Open up bank accounts.
yeah, all kinds of stuff.
But their bills in his name or their name.
Right, or
Exactly.
or sell your property. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're 80
Basically,
years
you
old,
are them.
Yeah, you step into their shoes, right? And so a power of attorney would allow you, and you can even do a declaration of guardian in the event that I ever need one. I
Right.
want it to be so and so, which is important because I've seen families spend a whole bunch of money on a fight over who should be the guardian.
Yeah.
Well, no, brother's going to do all this, and no, sister can't take care of herself. Why's she going to take care of mom?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And those
See-
can be expensive fights.
And they fight over who's going to do it because somebody else doesn't want to do it.
Right.
Now, if you name someone guardian over somebody, does that mean that person automatically has to be the guardian?
No, I mean, they could decline to serve.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Now, another question, kind of jokingly, but kind of not. You mentioned something about taking power of attorney only under incapacitation.
Right.
What if someone were to be incapacitated because of, let's say, drug abuse, and they're just totally out of it because of drugs for like 3 days? They went on a bender for 3 days. Can named power of attorney come back and say, hey, well, they were incapacitated during this time, so I had the right to do this?
Now, so for a legal, durable power of attorney to spring into power, basically, it's called a springing power when somebody becomes incapacitated. You have to have some kind of professional opinion, go to a doctor saying this person's legally incapacitated
Gotcha.
or incapacitated.
Right.
And when I back up on the word legal incapacitation, so you, like for a guardianship, the court has to declare somebody legally
There
incapacitated.
you go.
There it is. There it's
Right.
okay.
You
So-
can't, nobody can declare it other
Right.
than the courts. Okay.
Well, no, a doctor could say that somebody's incapacitated, but it has no legal effect unless you have that durable power of attorney that says, okay, now we can start using that,
Right.
right? But you couldn't, a doctor couldn't say somebody's legally incapacitated, right?
Right.
And then now there's automatically a guardianship. They can just say, medically, in my opinion, they're incapacitated. Now we have to go to the court The court says, okay, I find that this person's legally incapacitated, and we're going to give their rights or whatever.
Good deal.
Powers.
And how long does that take?
For
From the doctor, the professional opinion, to the court?
So in a guardianship proceeding, it just depends. I mean, if it's uncontested, I mean, it could happen as soon as 45 days.
Wow, that's a period.
That's some
A
time.
lot can happen in a month and a half.
And so we're talking about a declaration of a legal incapacity.
Right.
Mhm.
But just going to the doctor and making your durable power of attorney effective, that could happen at a doctor's visit, right? You don't have to go through the court.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so let's change gears. A medical power of attorney.
Yeah.
So or what the I'm trying to think how I want to word this. There is the DNR.
Two different documents.
Right.
Right.
So declare that how do they differ?
So your medical power of attorney is real similar to the durable power of attorney, because all you're doing is appointing an agent to make medical decisions, right? So the only way that a medical power of attorney becomes effective is with decision-making power, is if the doctor declares you incapacitated.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor's always going to ask for your consent prior to, working on you or putting you under for surgery. If
Right.
he can't get your consent because you're incapacitated, that's when the medical power of attorney, he turns to the medical power of attorney and says, can we move forward with this? Do you consent? That's the first part of your medical power of attorney. Is it gives, once you're incapacitated, it gives them the decision-making capabilities. The second part is a HIPAA release, right? So that's where that makes the doctor feel okay with talking to your family about what's going on, right?
Mhm.
So, a lot of times what I do on a medical power of attorney is, let's just say there's 3 kids and they're all split out over the nation. I might list all 3 of them as medical power of attorneys. That way, mom's in an accident in Houston, they can call and talk to those doctors, and they've already got this HIPAA release, right? As far as the decision-making capabilities, they'll go down the list on who you give priority, right? But all of them should be able to call and inquire at least.
Right.
Yep.
Well, they can do that by being in the release of information form when you go into the hospital.
Right, but if you were incapacitated because you were in an accident,
Right.
fill that out.
Right.
This
That person who has the durable power of attorney can put that in there.
no, the medical power.
Or medical power of attorney.
Right.
Okay.
2 different.
All right. Well, let's take a minute here. We got something that we haven't heard yet, so we're going to let her fly. Hang on here. Robbie, hand me that thermos. There you go. Yep. Well, there you go.
Awesome.
Not only is Robbie one of our guests, he's also our very first sponsor for the show. So thank you very much for sponsoring us. We are taking sponsors now. We ran the first 2 months out of pocket just to see if it was going to kick into gear. And we are getting quite a nice little following for just being on here for 2 months. This is show 9. So we are taking sponsors now. We're working on a few. Hey, even if you're just an average Joe and want to sponsor a part of the show, go ahead. Give us a call. We have no problems taking your support.
Reach out to us on Facebook. The Mandate Podcast and Show is our Facebook.
Absolutely.
Or you can email us. Best way to do it is email us so we have your information. Put your name and your number in there. The email address is themandateshowtx@gmail.com.
Yep. So back at it. So you have a wife and a small child
I do.
and a nice little place out there in
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. What happened to that place you had up there on the north side of
In Morales.
Yeah.
I sold it probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was a nice place.
21, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
5 years
your
ago.
place now is really nice. It's right on the river, and
Yeah.
so
We enjoy it. We were down at the river this morning before I came in.
no kidding.
Chantel's my wife. She put together this Easter egg hunt for Ryder, but Ryder's real big on Ryder's my son's
Right.
name.
He's all boy too.
He is, yeah. He's 3.5, and yeah,
Serious man cubism.
so
Yeah.
I tell him, hey, I'm at the office, and what do you do? And I said, I'm looking for clues, like if I'm working in a
No,
base
nice.
or whatever. So his mama took that and turned it into a scavenger hunt this morning.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah, she had like 14 different cards that all had little clues, and yeah, we ended up. It's pretty neat how she did it.
Yeah.
Kind of went through his morning routine with because he wakes up and he runs into the room, our room usually, and says good morning. And so she had his little Easter basket or a basket for the hunting of the eggs.
The clues.
Yeah. And so that was the first clue, and then it led him back to his room to change from his pajamas to his normal clothes, and then brush his teeth, and then we ended up going all the way down the river. There was some a basket hidden down there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. She went all out on it, but we enjoyed out there. We
So what kind of fish you got come up that river?
Trying to get people on my river or what?
No.
No, we're trying to go there.
We're trying to get out. We were going to go crappie
No.
fishing this morning, but I don't know, 80% chance of rain.
No crappie, but no, it's cool because it opens up in the Lavaca Bay,
Yeah.
so we have
Nice.
trout and redfish and stuff that come up there in,
Wow.
in the fall. But we'll run north from my house, and it gets a little more fresh, and catch catfish and stuff
Yeah,
up there.
pretty
So,
cool.
Yeah, run lines and all that good stuff. So yeah,
Good life.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah,
that's the life
enjoy
of a
it.
man.
Well,
So-
thank you.
Yeah, that's real man living right there. Cooking what you eat,
Yeah.
what you catch.
I've got a series of 3 questions
Go for it.
that answer them as quick as you can. And I'm gonna start doing something similar to all of our guests.
Okay.
So answer as quick as you can. First thing that comes to your mind, that type of thing.
Okay.
Okay, so tacos or hamburgers?
Tacos.
Ice cream or cake?
Man. No,
Ice cream.
you don't have to do either or. You can do both.
Can I do cake with ice cream on top?
Oh, no, yeah. I go, man, why did I ask that question? Now I want ice cream on top of cake.
Yeah,
Okay,
Go
so tea or soda?
Tea.
absolutely.
Whiskey or tequila?
Whiskey.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah. Now you're done.
You're done.
This
I'm done.
this is the survey of the week.
Yeah, survey of the week. Brought to you by
The Man Show.
no.
The mandate.
Can't use that. We
The
don't
mandate,
have
yeah.
women balancing on trampolines over here.
Well, not for the sake of trying.
I mean, not that they can see. Well, not that I can see either, but still.
Yeah.
I know Chantel's watching. There are no women on trampolines.
Yes, there are.
No.
So, hey, Linda, the commercial didn't go across the Facebook page.
No, there wasn't. Did the audio go through?
It should have been.
Yeah, the audio should have. There was no video of it.
No, there's no video. It's just an audio. But she said it didn't get heard. So, anyways, okay, we're still getting a lot of the bugs worked out. Let's see here. Anyways, well, Andrew, what else
So
you got?
what school did you go to?
Yeah, college.
Law school, I went to Thurgood Marshall in Houston.
Okay. What about high school?
Industrial.
Industrial.
Yeah.
Nice. Cobras.
Industrial Cobras.
I got some good friends that went to industrial. They were in the band over there, the Garners. I'm not sure if you know them.
No, I'm not off the top of my head.
Okay. They may be right around your age, actually.
Well, there you go. No.
But since we're talking about high schools and schools and such like that, change the topic just a little bit. I went to Victoria High School, 1998, graduated from 1998, but I got to bring up Stroman, Texas. One Stroman High School from Victoria, they call themselves Stroman, Texas. I think it's actually pretty cool. When I was in high school, I used to kind of, thumb my nose at them when they said that type thing. But still, Stroman, Texas, you in the news. Yeah, with that Artemis II
Yes.
had someone that was a key figure on the staff of the Artemis II flight
From Stroman High School.
from Stroman High School. This guy
Dang, that's good.
made and tested the pressure suits. So the suits that they had to wear to get into space, the ones with the big old helmets and everything.
Yeah, that's what I used to do in the service.
Yeah, he made and tested those.
Yep.
So good job to him. Daniel Ghomert is his name.
Yep.
You think he can tune in from up there right now?
Probably so.
Well, he's not on the flight right now.
Oh, okay.
No, he was
Okay.
just one of the techs that built
I got
the
you.
space pressurized
Okay.
suits.
He did
Which-
it at
So there's
NASA in
no
Houston.
excuse not to be listening.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
exactly.
should be listening.
If you're a man and you're not listening to this, we're going to pull your man card.
When are they supposed to land?
They're not going to land on the moon.
Well, but back on.
I think it's going. The flight is at least 10 days. I
Yeah,
wanna
it's a
say.
10-day flight.
Okay.
So
So-
they not yesterday, but the day before is when they took off. I want to say.
And not one beer on board.
Oh man,
Really?
no.
Isn't that stupid?
Yeah.
Not one beer.
I guess they can't smoke cigars in space either.
There's no fire, right? It would have to be like you'd have to have a solid fuel lighter,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure if that'd be good for lighting a cigar. That might blow up your face.
Yeah.
Well, with all that pressurized oxygen, I don't think that would be a really good
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just step outside and have a smoke. Wait.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, just open the airlock,
Right.
one good puff, and come back in. Only get 2 fingers with frostbite. I'm sorry, smoking a cigar ain't that important to me to get
No,
that.
it's not. I like me some cigars. Everybody knows I like me some cigars.
Now I'm gonna tell you right now, 2 fingers of whiskey in zero space, that would be fun
Oh man, can you
because it would
imagine?
float.
Now I'm curious, what would smoke do in space?
I have no clue. I have no answer for that.
We know what
Probably just linger there.
we know what
Set off
liquid
the
would
smoke
do.
alarms.
We know what liquid does. It kind of
Yeah.
like bubbles up, gets into
I
like
guess
this
it would
cool
just
little
hang
blob.
in there like regular, there. But see, there's an atmosphere inside the space capsule.
Yes.
But out in space, it would just, I guess that there's particles, so they would freeze.
That's
Linda, what would happen? She would know. My wife would know.
oh, you know what? I wonder if that's like how Saturn's rings got made.
I wonder. Yep. Saturn's rings. So,
Awesome.
but I'm actually been watching the skies. I have an app on my phone that I can watch things floating around, and I've seen the space station fly over my farm a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah, and trust me, you step outside the space shuttle or the space stations on the west horizon, and before you can turn around and go, honey, it's out here, they're gone. It's going by at like 1,800 miles a second. So I mean, it's humming.
Really?
Yeah, it don't take long to go from one horizon to the next. So, and it's big. It's definitely, you can see it. So
So we got about 5 minutes left, 4.5. Tell people again how they can reach you.
So get online. We have our website up. I believe Town Square Media is actually redoing it right now, but it is up. You can always come by our office, 201 South Main Street in Victoria. If you just stop in, you probably won't get an appointment immediately, but you can definitely schedule one.
right.
The best way would be to just pick up the phone and call. Our number is 361-573-0183.
We'll post that to our
Oh yeah.
our website too. So
Facebook.
is Chantel your secretary?
No.
But she is a part of the firm.
No, she does not. I mean, she helps out, of course, if I ever need anything.
I thought she did the real estate side of it too.
No, so she is a realtor, so she has her listings and things like that, but no affiliation as far as professionally. So
But if you had a state you wanted to sell, she would be
I would
your gal.
prefer- Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it probably wouldn't hurt for her to be a sponsor as well.
Right?
Yeah, right?
We would give her a discount rate, of course.
Right. Yeah. So,
Well, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to replay this ad because for some reason it didn't come out.
I really like y'all's theme song.
Yeah, he wrote that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll
I'll
send
make one for you if
copy
you
of
want me
it.
to.
What's that?
I can make one for you if you want me to.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can make you one. I'm going to play your estate again. Hopefully it'll go through this time, guys. I know it's going out over the radio.
I really like you. What's that?
I can make one for you if you want me to.
The mics are off.
We can make you one.
The mics are dead. We can talk. The mics are dead. We can talk.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we still got a minute.
All right. I hope that came out a little better. I don't know why it's playing so low because it should have came out really, really good because
going out over the radio.
hang on.
Right.
Yeah, it should have been. I know it was going
Awesome.
out over the radio, but you know, this kind of stuff always comes across really good.
Awesome. So I want to thank everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
Tejano, Magic Tejano 95, Lopez Broadcasting here in
We love you
Victoria,
guys.
Texas. We love y'all. Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this page. Share the show with everybody that you know, even their dogs. And y'all be sure to sign up for alerts so you know each and every time we go live. We go live every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10. Y'all have a good day.
Robbie, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
You all have a great day. See you on
Thanks for having
Wednesday.
All right. Fun stuff.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Andrew, if you'll kill Facebook, I'd appreciate it.